split them up.
Psylocke is definitely one of the most eagerly anticipated characters for the next mutant saga, and for good reason. She's got one of the richest, most complex arcs in X-Men history. Her character in the movies hasn't quite captured the depth of her comic storyline, though. We've seen Psylocke played by Mei-Ling Melanson in X-Men The Last Stand and Olivia Munn in X-Men Apocalypse, but neither portrayal really did her justice. Psylocke actually refers to two connected mutant superheroes from the comics. The original Psylocke, Betsy Braddock, started as a side character in her twin brother Brian's stories before taking on the Psylocke codename when she joined the X-Men. For nearly 3 decades, though, her story took a big twist when she was body-swapped with Kwannon, a deadly assassin, which added a whole new layer to her character and legacy. Elizabeth Betsy Braddock, created by writer Chris Claremont, first showed up in Captain Britain number 8 and made her cover debut in Captain Britain number 10 that same month, published under Marvel UK's British imprint. In New Mutants Annual number 2, Claremont brought her into the X-Men universe. After being saved by the New Mutants and settling into their training academy, Betsy was invited to officially join the X-Men. This is when she took on the name Psylocke, becoming a key member of the team for the next 30 years. In a 1989 storyline, Betsy, suffering from amnesia, gets kidnapped by the Hand, who brainwash her and physically transform her to have an East Asian appearance. Under the name Lady Mandarin, she briefly becomes the Hand's top assassin. Though her memories eventually return, she keeps her new look and gains a unique ability, projecting her telepathic power as a psychic knife. In 1993, writer Fabian Nicienza retconned this change, revealing that Betsy's new appearance was actually due to a body swap with the assassin Kwannon. In Extreme X-Men number 2, written by Claremont, Betsy dies, and her death lasts until Uncanny X-Men number 455 in 2005. Later, during the Hunt for Wolverine arc, the psychic vampire Sapphire Styx absorbs Betsy's soul, leaving her body lifeless. Betsy then defeats Sapphire from the inside and rebuilds her original body using Sapphire's remaining soul energy. During the Dawn of X, Braddock subsequently took up her brother Brian's former title of Captain Britain, forming a new iteration of Excalibur with Apocalypse, Gambit, Rogue, Jubilee, and Richter to protect the Kingdom of Avalon. Now let me tell you Kwannon's story. When Kwannon first appeared, she took on the name Revenge and traveled to the US to confront Betsy Braddock, mistakenly believing herself to be the true Betsy because of the body swap-induced amnesia. She eventually learned that she had once been the Hand's top assassin until she suffered brain damage and fell into a coma after a fight with her lover Matsuo Tsurayaba, a key Hand operative. Hoping to save her by boosting her low-level psychic abilities with Betsy's powerful telepathy, Tsurayaba enlisted the sorceress Spiral. Instead of simply healing Kwannon, though, Spiral swapped her and Betsy's minds, creating two intertwined identities. After realizing she isn't the original Betsy Braddock, Kwannon joins the X-Men but soon contracts the deadly Legacy virus. As her illness advances, her psychic powers grow stronger, helping her piece together her fragmented memories. Ultimately, she decides to take control of her fate and confronts Tsurayaba, asking him to end her life on her terms rather than waiting for the virus to take her. He agrees, honoring her final request. After Hunt for Wolverine, Betsy Braddock returned to her original body, and Kwannon was also restored to hers. Kwannon then took on the name Psylocke and became a citizen of the new mutant nation of Krakoa. When an AI named Apoth seemingly murdered her long-lost daughter, Psylocke formed a team of fallen angels with X-23 and Cable to seek justice. She discovered that Apoth was using children to spread a tech-based drug called Overclock. With Mr. Sinister's help, she entered a cyberspace connection to confront and kill Apoth, then secretly handed Apoth's remains to Sinister to keep her actions hidden from the Krakoan Quiet Council. After the Apoth mission, Psylocke was tasked with keeping an eye on Mr. Sinister's Hellions, a team made up of mutants seen as too violent or unstable for Krakoan society. Later, she joined the Marauders Volume 2, which shifted its focus to rescuing mutants. With the fall of Krakoa, Kwannon is set to lead her own solo series, Psylocke Volume 2, written by Alyssa Wong and illustrated by Vincenzo Caratu. This series will spin off from events in X-Men Volume 7 by Jed MacKay and Ryan Stegman, where she plays a key team role. That basically sums up both characters' story as Psylocke. These stories could be great for an MCU project in the Mutant Saga. The character Psylocke has sparked controversy over racial representation. Originally, the codename belonged to Elizabeth Braddock, a white British woman. But in the 1989 storyline Acts of Vengeance, she was physically transformed into an Asian woman by a villain aiming to brainwash her as an elite assassin for a ninja clan. Many fans and critics found this change racially insensitive or stereotypical. For example, Anna Lamb describes her new form as a fetishized Asian sex object, reminiscent of the classic Dragon Lady trope. Writer Chris Claremont, who initially penned the storyline, explained that the transformation was originally intended as a temporary disguise, but became a long-term change when fans embraced it. The storyline was illustrated by Jim Lee, a Korean-American artist. In 1993, writer Fabian Nicienza added clarity by making Betsy and the Asian Psylocke, Kwannon, separate characters, easing some of the controversy. Marvel likely won't need to revisit this issue since it's already been addressed in the comics, and most MCU fans seem more focused on enjoying a well-told story with solid casting. While the MCU has its moments of social commentary, true fans are mostly interested in strong storytelling and seeing their favorite characters brought to life in the best way possible, rather than worrying about woke debates. A few Reddit users have suggested that Jamie Chung and Daisy Ridley would be great choices to play Psylocke in the MCU, with Chung portraying Kwannon Psylocke when she's in Betsy Braddock's body, and Ridley playing Betsy Kwannon when the characters swap. This idea makes sense, especially considering how the character functions with two distinct personalities. While characters like Moon Knight and Bucky have been played by the same actor despite their multiple identities, this split role would be easier to pull off with two separate actors. Both Chung and Ridley have experience playing strong heroic roles, making them a good fit for Psylocke. Another Redditor, Mrs. Unrider, suggested a different pairing for Psylocke with Alicia Vikander as Betsy Braddock and Sonoya Mizuno as Kwannon. The two actresses previously worked together in Ex Machina, which could make for an interesting dynamic. Vikander has already proven her action hero credentials as Lara Croft in Tomb Raider, while Mizuno hasn't had a major hero role yet, but landing a role in the MCU could serve as a breakout moment for her. The two-actor approach would clearly highlight the duality of the character, making it easier to distinguish between Betsy and Kwannon's personalities. These actresses would be awesome as Kwannon, but Anna Sawai is quickly becoming a fan favorite pick for Kwannon's version of Psylocke in the MCU. Given her Japanese heritage, she would be a perfect fit for the role, which is distinct from Betsy Braddock's version. Sawai has been impressing audiences with her performances in dramatic roles like Monarch: Legacy of Monsters and Shogun, where she has received significant acclaim. Sawai's relatively fresh presence in the acting world makes her an ideal candidate for Marvel Studios, known for taking lesser-known actors and turning them into stars. If she were cast as Kwannon Psylocke, it would offer the MCU a unique opportunity to introduce a fresh take on the character, one that hasn't been seen before on screen. This could be a great way to revitalize Psylocke after her underwhelming portrayals in Fox's X-Men films, allowing the character to get more focus, development, and attention than ever before. Well, that's it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this and other exciting upcoming movies. We'll see you next time.